Hello, Facebook group. Hello, community. Hope everybody's doing good. Happy landing on our weekly live. So every Wednesday, I'll be showing up here at 12 Eastern time, and we'll be sharing on different subjects in relation to the authentic woman you are and how to be embodying your wisdom, how to rest in the truth of your heart, and how to live in alignment with your deepest desires. So welcome everybody. I'll wait a few minutes to land with all of you. Introduce yourselves, say hi. Hi, Melissa. And the subject that I wanted to bring today was the subject of belonging. As yesterday I was listening to one of my coaches interview, Karina Stewart. She was interviewing a certain lady, and there's that quote that was saying, "We are not meant to fit in, we are meant to stand out." And it really stayed with me. And it really made me ponder how much, belonging has nothing to do with anything that is outside of us. So for the ones of us in this group who, are the seeker type of, where do I fit in? Where do I belong? Where can I contribute? Always seeking. It's a game at the end of the day. But the honest truth is, the only place where you truly belong is home, meaning it's inside of yourselves. So everything that you seek outside of yourself is actually because you are seeking you with a big Y. Ah, salut Brigitte. Hey Brigitte. Nice to see you here. So, yeah, it's funny when I say hi, I just lose my flow. So I'll focus on what I'm saying and I'll say hi as I can. So what we are ultimately looking for is actualizing ourselves, selves with a big S, actualizing our gifts, actualizing our authenticity, because from that space, when we rest inside of ourselves, when we rest in our wombs, in our pelvis, what we offer is actually life-giving. It's actually providing something instead of taking something. Not that taking is wrong, but there's a difference. When we go and we seek and we try to fit, we're actually seeking for an identity. We're like, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? And when we start looking within and we start resting in our wombs and our pelvis, we actually realize that everything that we're looking for is here. So what we want to do is start actualizing ourselves from our wombs, from our pelvis, from our connection to earth, up, filling ourselves with our own energy, and then this machine is going to start exuding that energy and start giving. We are going to start showing up in groups instead of, questioning and wondering and seeking and taking. And there's nothing wrong with all of this, because it is part of the process. But the more you rest, the more you tap into that energy, the more you release the energy that was blocked inside of you and actually allow it to circulate in your body, allow it to expand in your being, the more you are going to stand out, the more you're going to be sharing your own unique medicine. And this is valid for any type of group you are visiting. So I'm hosting that 6 months program right now, and the way I was seeing it is that, everybody's trying to look for their place. Where do I fit in? What am I supposed to do? And at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with this. It has to do with who are you in essence? And take the space that you need to take for you to appear. And that's valid for any type of group, like I was saying. Ask yourself the question, how can I appear one layer more today? Inquire, what is it that this body is designed for? What's my gift? Ultimately, it's about the heart. Ultimately, it's about you resting, feeling safe, resting in who you are, and everything is going to start giving naturally. It's not something to look for so much. It's about resting more and more and more inside of yourselves. So as I speak, I am also infusing a certain vibration behind the words. Words sometimes are very limiting. But belonging is at the root of your body. It's really at the root of your pelvic floor, your legs, the way your feet touch the ground. It's how your pelvic floor breathes, how it relaxes. And on a physiological point of view, this is where a lot of nerves are actually in our body. A lot of nerves are around the pelvis, around the sacrum, around the pelvic floor. It's really a huge center of power. For, you know, our creative power starts from there. So how can you rest physically first in your wombs? How can you welcome the sensations? How can you allow the energy that starts exuding, circulating in your bodies? And you'll see that the more you tap into that pelvis, the more the mind is going to have space to relax. It will not ask itself so many questions. It will not seek as much because it will rest. And your heart, when it rests, it just knows its value. It doesn't look for approbation. It doesn't enter relationship to be in a fight of, you know, am I approved? Am I going to be rejected? Or all of those mechanisms that come ultimately from really deep wounds that we all have, especially, you know, rejection, abandonment for women. This is all something that, you know, we all hold this. But again, when you rest inside your womb, you're going to notice that it's full of resources. And those resources touch your heart. And once you let this circulate up until your brain, you just get access to visions and to many, many, many possibilities of embodying who you are. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. Your identity doesn't really matter. What matters is your essence, what you hold in that container. What's the quality of the vibration you hold inside? And that vibration, it's a choice, you know, like we all go through this, and we have that choice. And sometimes we forget that we have the choice to choose our vibration. And we end up choosing vibrations of fear, anxiety, depression, or blame, shame. You know, like there's tons of different frequencies that we can categorize as lower vibration. David Hawkins talks about this in his book, Power versus Force. And when we bring awareness to how we think, we realize, hey, wait a minute, you know, I'm actually putting so much attention on that conditioning or on that frequency that I am becoming it. So notice, where are you putting your attention on a daily basis? Are you showing up? Are you bringing your energy towards courage, willingness? Are you bringing your energy towards, you know, what can I share today? How can I show up? How can I rest? And how can I exude that energy? Maybe it's a bit redundant, but I really want to anchor that information at a vibrational level inside of you too. Like I said, words communicate something that the mind can understand, but behind all of this, something is being transmitted. Something is touching your bodies at a deeper level. And that's actually where I would love to bring you all in. How can you receive everything that is being vehiculated right now? And allow this vibration to actualize your own body. So your body gets inspired by actualizing itself in its gifts. This is really a container here, The Authentic Woman You Are, where it's about you. Sometimes I'm going to be sharing personal stories, but it's always going to be about you and about how can you show up in your lives in the most authentic way you can, anchored in your gifts. And then how can you build your own platforms to share whatever the form of the platform is. But it's all about that, because as long as you're not home, you know, as long as you don't feel you belong in your own container, my gosh, it's draining. You're noticing. I mean, if you're on this life, it's that you have been on this path, you know, to actualize yourself. And I'm definitely one of those people. And I'm on my journey. And I know for sure that it becomes very draining to always seek. When actually, like in the book The Alchemist from Paulo Coelho, it just ends up going back home, you know, going back inside. That's mainly what I wanted to share. I had taken a bit of notes, but you know, I'm mainly a person who loves flowing when I share. I try to prepare those lives, but honestly, I just can't. I just can't use my mind. I have to show up and see what I tap into, see if there's questions, tap into the energy that I'm receiving through people who are showing up here in all times, spaces, and dimensions, because ultimately when we speak about other vibrations than the ones that we categorize as lower frequencies, we tap into infinite possibilities. And it is a certain frequency where everything exists, the past, the present, and the future. And we bring this now. What can we bring now based on what we are receiving as information? And this is where I would love to surf with you on a weekly basis. So let's see if I had taken a bit of notes that I can share. Yes, okay. There's one thing that a coach once told me, and it really was helpful because I was stuck in a pattern of always feeling like I was going back and forth. So I was exploring, but then I always felt I needed to go back to kind of a home base where I felt safe. And he told me, your pattern is that you have your needs fulfilled by being safe, but not by being seen. So coach was Mastin Kipp. It was many years ago. And when he told me this, I was like, holy, okay, I'm not gonna swear here, but, and it was true, because my feeling of safety, I could not still feel safe inside my temple, inside my body. I felt like I had to really have a big community, a big group where I really belonged and I could identify to feel safe. And at the end of the day, he was right, it was not true. And this sentence he told me was pondering and pondering and pondering in my subconscious and conscious up until I got it. It's like what he meant by being seen was actually what I'm telling you and sharing with you now is, how can I be seen in who I am? 100% who I am, not to prove something to anybody, but as actualizing my gifts, being seen. And that's when our authentic needs get fulfilled. Because life provides, we show up, life just gives back. And it just becomes that flow of what we can call abundance. But I realized that it really works like this. So it's an exploration for you. I'm not asking you to believe me 100%. I'm asking you to really be the students of your lives and be curious. Curiosity really opens the heart, and to see for yourselves, how can you be seen more in your authentic selves starting now, and see how your needs get fulfilled, not by seeking the needs to be fulfilled, but by showing up, by standing out. So I hope this resonates with you. I'm super, super happy to see some people here, and I hope people are going to watch on replay and that it's going to serve everybody. And I'm going to stay, a few minutes. If you have comments or questions, you can pop them in the comments right here, or tag me after if you're watching on the replay. And it's always nice to hear from everybody and see what what's your takeaway from what you heard. What are you taking for your own self, your own lives, for your sharings with everybody? So I'm gonna be silent for a few seconds and see if somebody wants to pop a comment. I say hi, Jen. I see Jen Watson. I see Brigitte is here, Melissa, and I see many others, with this eye on the live icon, but I just can't see who is here. So I would love to say hi to you, but I can only say hi if you put some comment, actually. So okay, it's resonating. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm happy. You women are receiving at the level that you're receiving, however it is, and let it activate. At the end of the day, those lives are activations. It activates cells. It brings a resonance inside your bodies, and it will do its journey inside your own bodies. Hi, Raphael. Nice to see you here. For the ones who are really interested also, I can put back my discovery call link. I'll put it back after the live because I just don't know how to put it while I'm speaking. And don't hesitate to jump on a call with me. It's going to be half an hour. We're just going to go through whatever you're going. It's really going to be to serve you to the best of the capacity of the now. and that's it. So just really, really feel free to jump on a call with me and to pour your bag, and we'll check where you're at and how can you actualize yourself on a more authentic level and keep on going on that journey. Hi, Celine, you're so welcome. Happy to see you here. So here we go. I'll be closing soon. Oh, here's a question. Would you have an idea of a ritual for this new moon that is coming? Okay. Yes, okay. So the new moon, like I'm not somebody who I'm what do I bring as rituals? New moons for me are really about setting intentions, and I'm pretty sure you know this already, but as a ritual, I'm not somebody who brings so many rituals, even though I am part of some rituals for moons and stuff. But Brigitte, the best thing that I'm going to tell you now is really to follow that heart and to bring that awareness in your womb. What does your womb want to create as a ritual for the new moon? The womb is all about creation, birthing and rebirthing and dying and rebirthing. Like there's so much wisdom held in the womb. But if I can just name this for now, sit down and meditate, connect to your pelvic floor and your pelvis, and feel what your womb wants to create for this next cycle, for the new moon until the next new moon. What does it want to birth? And birthing something from the womb with the heart relaxed is something that you're going to be nourishing. You're going to water it through the whole moon cycle. So look at this from that angle and see what emerges intuitively. And rituals can be, you make it beautiful, you put candles, like tons of different stuff. I hope it answers your question. Jen, I so long to be truly seen. Oh yeah, that's such a huge subject. Resonance in the body. I love what you're speaking of. It speaks to my heart. Thank you for sharing this. And the fact that your heart has been spoken to is opening actually channels in your own heart. It allows your heart to relax, and it gives you access to the wisdom that you hold in your own heart. You see, as I'm reading your own words, it's touching my own heart. So you see how we communicate. So keep on going in that openness, Jen. Keep on going. And once you see yourself in that essence, that's the most important. That's where your belonging is. And you will see that people will see you. The more you connect to yourself and you belong to yourself, the way we are exposing here, the more the more people are going to see you. They're going to feel you, all right? Keep on going and jump on a call with me if you want. Jessica, it really is scary learning how to embrace who I am while trying to maintain what I have been so used to existing in a way that has worked. Yes, thank you for this. It was helpful to hear today. Yeah, it's a huge topic, but we are conditioned. That's what I can say for now. We are conditioned to be a certain way because we are approved that way. And the second we decrystallize, whoops, sorry, my okay, I just lost my light. I lost my light. Oh my gosh. The more we decrystallize those identities, it brings us back to something that is very unknown, and unknown is scary. So I hear you, Jessica. Okay, I really hear you, but keep on going, and you'll see that the more you connect to your inner safety, inner value at the level of the womb and your pelvic floor, maybe you just jumped in, but go back to the beginning of the life, the more you will be okay being in the unknown, and you will be okay in your next layer of identity. And, love will flow. Love will flow. All right? You're welcome, Jen. So thanks, everybody, for showing up for yourselves, mainly for receiving the container that we are all in, the authentic woman you are container. And let's keep on going, and let's keep on showing up, everybody, in this collective and in our lives. So much love. And I'll see you next week and in the group as it flows. And feel free to post whatever you want to post in that group, whether it's sharings or your creations or quotes that you love or music, whatever, it's your group, and use it as a container to show up authentically if you want. Okay? Much love. Bye-bye.